I don't drink soda. Oh, are we going?
Well, I mean, we're about to right now.
Okay, so we
pretty
go probably the name of the podcast. So this is the Natural Habitat Podcast.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. Wait, no. It actually there's no in the name.
Yeah, like why do people say the?
The
Like, why?
as opposed to the?
Yeah, like it sounds like old timey and British, but like
The.
people do say the natural,
Like THEE.
like you
double
just
E?
naturally said that, and like it didn't sound like incorrect to me.
No?
Like
Yeah.
it sounds natural, but that's not like a thing. Like the that's not even a word in our English language, is it?
No, I don't think it is. Should we introduce ourselves after that? After we say the name?
The host. So that's you and me,
The host,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm Tyler. People call me Awesome Ty. That's been my nickname for a while.
And
you want to introduce yourself, or
yeah, I'm Mikey.
Okay.
And people call me Mikey Booyah, which I think is funny that your extra name goes at the beginning and mine goes at the end.
Yep, I mean,
it's like a reflection. Art reflects life, or whatever they say.
Yeah, something like that. So, and this is it's the Natural Habitat Podcast. It's not like about parks or Yosemite or anything like that.
No.
It's kind of a weird name. How did that even come about?
So it's funny that you ask, because that came about from years ago. I was in a performance-based musical group called the So High Click. I don't know if you've heard of these guys. It was myself. It was Roach Clip.
Who's Roach Clip? He's like a friend of yours, right?
Yeah, he's like a guy I know.
Yeah, like he's like a guy.
He's a guy.
He's not really that noteworthy, but you might hear him brought up sometimes.
And then there's a couple other guys in the group. And
yeah, it's not worth mentioning. Really.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
And
so it was a lot like a boy band, right?
It was like a boy band.
But this was a rap group, though. This wasn't like a NSYNC type deal.
No, but definitely had a lot of NSYNC qualities. There's dance
I would disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You seem like you weren't familiar, and then now you're an expert, and you would disagree with that?
No, I said I was familiar.
Oh.
I said I knew of the group, yeah.
Well, you acted like you didn't know who Roach Clip was.
Oh, no,
do you
I know.
Or do you not know Roach Clip?
Certainly I do. I was just clarifying for the listeners because they're not going to know who Roach Clip is. You and I know who he is.
Well, they should, because we went over the Rogue Status video last week.
Oh, okay. Well, I was doing like a re-pilot episode.
Oh, like for new listeners?
I don't know why.
Actually, we probably will get a lot of new listeners because our Instagram reels are blowing up. Go follow us on Instagram.
So yeah, Roach Clip's a guy you'll hear him brought up a lot. But continue with your story.
So we were in this group, So High Click, and there was a falling out, and
over a woman, or was it over money? It has to be one of the two, right?
It was both, actually.
Okay.
I think it was a woman at first.
I mean, I've seen behind the music. I know how this tale goes down.
Yeah, it was a woman at first, and then we found out that it should have been about money, but we didn't know at the time, if that makes sense.
That sounds like
But you have to watch the documentary and everything when it comes out. We've been working on that.
A doca.
Yeah. And so I left that. We had the So High Click thing. We had our own little independent thing called Click Boom Records, where all the stuff that I was releasing was under like Click Boom Records at the time.
See, I've always found that interesting when people like make like a record company without like establishing like a business or anything. You just
or getting like a copyright or a LLC
just anything really.
Trademarking
aside from like a clever name.
Yeah. So what it really was that the distribution service that I was using had a field for me to fill in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What label?
Yeah, you got to put.
It was got to put something.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could just put whatever and it shows up just like the rest of the big dogs. You know?
Certainly, yeah, that makes sense.
So I had this field that I had been filling in for my own personal, satisfaction.
Was this a reference to the saliva? Click, you remember click, click, boom. Computer play, click, click, boom.
I'm glad that computer didn't hear you.
Computer play, click, click, boom.
Click, click, boom by Saliva from Spotify.
Computer, stop. Okay, yeah, I know the song that you're
Computer,
talking
skip
about.
to the click, click, boom part of the song. Okay, don't. Never mind. Everybody knows.
Yeah. So,
But it wasn't a reference to that.
no, it wasn't
Oh, okay.
actually.
Okay, cool.
Maybe for some people, but not for me. Maybe it flew over my head. But anyway, I had this field that I had been filling out, right? So I was like, what am I gonna? I can't just start releasing stuff on Click Boom Records still, right? So I came up with this new label, which is Natural Habitat Recordings, which is on one side because there was like a lot of disagreements when you have a boy band and everybody's arguing over this and how this is going to sound and what this hook is going to be. But my whole thing was that whoever recorded, because I had this whole like, I'm going to be a mogul, like I'm going to have all these artists underneath me.
Under this, yes.
And it was just me and Dat Killer Chris. And I was like, anybody that records here.
That was your protege, and he was also a member of the Sohai Click.
Yeah, he was in the
Yes,
Sohai
and
Click.
he was
That's
kind of
right.
like just.
He was one of the guys I
you know,
forgot.
he was, just like a tag along. No, he wasn't a.
He was
tag along.
He was less
did he-
experienced than the rest of us.
What? How did he end up in the group? Because I feel
This
like
is in the documentary
okay,
for sure.
Okay.
So, but Charlie, who was another guy in the group, him and Chris were like, they were like brothers. So Chris came with Charlie.
They were like, okay, they were like salt and pepper. These
But
two.
Chris also, you know, we all grew up together. We all knew each other and, you know, we're all good friends. And he was just less experienced than us. So he's on less songs.
Now, was it less experience or is talent playing into this as well?
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to give you a non-biased opinion
I'm
because
just-
I was so submersed in it.
Right.
Everything was good, you know, everything was great so I don't know. But my whole thing was that anybody that recorded over here, it's like you do whatever you want to do. You're in your natural habitat. You create whatever you want to create. And then also I found out, I looked up the NHR acronym and it was something about like
The National Hot Rod. National Hot Rod. National non-habitual resident.
The National Hot Rod. The National Health.
National Helium Reserve.
Really?
I like that. The National Helium. Can we visit that sometime? Oh, but this is
Has a
NHR, not
resonance.
NHP. Never mind.
Yeah, Natural Habitat
So
Recordings.
it evolved from Natural Habitat Recordings into a podcast.
Yeah, so I created Natural Habitat Recordings, which NHR, the thing, means something about audio waves that invoke certain emotions when they're, so it's like little frequencies that they could play and they can make you like happy or sad or whatever. And that's like what music is. So I was like all high one day and I was like, music is this stuff. NHR, Natural Habitat Recordings, boom, bada bing. And then the podcast, which was the Click Boom podcast, I obviously just had to change the name of that.
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, even if you hadn't had a falling out, I still would have changed the name to that podcast because it's just not a very good name.
Because there was JSC Radio, and then there was the Click Boom podcast, and then it turned into the Natural Habitat podcast. And then I just got like, I had changed it so many times to where I was like, I'm not changing it again. And now it's such a bad name, people can't remember
I think
it.
that
It makes no sense.
It should. I feel like if say a company had like a questionable name at some point and they became bigger and they outgrew that name, they would just run with like when a perfect example is KFC. Like KFC eventually didn't want to be known just as Kentucky Fried Chicken, so they kept KFC, but it wasn't Kentucky Fried Chicken. I still don't think it's Kentucky Fried Chicken now. So
Yeah, it's
I think
KFC.
It's KFC. I think that
So NHP?
NHP, and that can. basically, depending on who's asking,
We could have a
change
lot
that.
of different acronyms.
Exactly.
Acronyms,
We prejudge whoever's asking based on their physical outward appearance and give them the answer that they're most likely going to want to hear to get
Yeah,
them to
that's a
listen to
great
the
idea.
podcast.
And we could have like a bunch that are all pre-written and pre-scripted
Yes.
for everybody.
just for like different
That way people
stereotypes
can
of
be like,
people.
hey, what are you listening to? And then you have your automatic response.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, obviously, podcasts can always work it as the P, but sometimes we can give them a different P. You know, like it can be. Well, I mean, obviously, we don't have these yet, but this is. I think this is a natural.
That's a great idea. I like that. So I think that we could probably change it to NHP and brand that. But like I said, it's like I changed it too many times that now I feel like it has to just stay this bad name.
That's fair enough.
But people a lot of people have a hard time remembering it. They're like, "What's the name of your show again?" And it's like, "Yeah, how why would they remember it?"
Yeah,
but I have an
they just-
idea for a new logo that I came up with in a dream, and I guess I should tell you about it off air and not spill the beans.
We don't. I mean, we
on
know
the
there's
show.
IP thieves out there.
Yeah,
That's,
you don't want to
again,
see how the sausage
That's
is made.
a running storyline. Is IP thieves robbing us blind?
Maybe
of our
the other Natural
intellectual
Habitat
property.
podcast will steal our fucking logo
Maybe
idea.
the other awesome tie, but that's that's another episode. You can go back in the catalog.
So we are here because we have been promising our listeners online that we would respond to certain things.
Yes,
That we would acknowledge certain responses.
we are
and-
long overdue for some listener feedback and talk with the common man. Talk with you.
So
We
this
want to
is
hear what you have to say, and we're going to get back to you several months later, maybe.
so this is what happens. We do an episode. We complain about you guys not leaving comments or interacting, which you should do. You should leave comments and interact on all of our stuff.
Again, we established last week, if
Yeah.
you don't engage with us, you're the enemy.
Mhm. And if you enjoy the show, then you should leave a comment on different social medias. It pushes us
we
in
can
the
see
algorithm.
how many of
it
you
makes
are
people
listening,
active.
and we can see how many of you are taking the
Yeah.
time to follow the request.
And we
that
can see
give
your
you.
IP address in your search history.
We can see
So
your like physical address, not just your IP address.
and your
I can
location.
see your home.
We could zoom in on like a Google Maps style,
We
but
can
it's
manipulate
live.
your Ring cameras.
Yeah. So don't do anything besides comment. Leave comments.
And like and subscribe.
All day, like and
share.
subscribe.
Share. That's
So
the
then-
biggest thing. It's word of mouth. That's
Yeah,
how you
share,
spread
share,
it
share,
like
share.
a California
Share,
wildfire in
share,
July.
Share. Then we'll get these comments. People will respond to us. And then we'll say, I feel like there's some sort of fuzz happening. I see it.
Uh-oh. No, and not like the fuzz, the police, right?
No. But that's okay. So then we get this comment, we see it, and it's very easy for both of us to just leave a response on that comment that says, we'll go ahead and answer this next week on the show. And then we forget.
Yeah, but that builds suspense.
We
And
don't-
That's how you build serial listeners. It's like that one.
Like people that listen to the podcast Serial.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yes.
So I think that we should go through, we should respond to some of these things, some of these questions that are posed by our listeners, our great, beautiful listeners.
Yeah, even though we see one or two of you every week via video, we want to see we read your text as well when you leave it. So we're gonna maybe you're not as tech savvy as the people that interact with us on Meagle, but that's okay. We still appreciate you and we see it.
Mm-hmm. So first, let's see. We have some fan mail from
Like physical fan mail.
Yes, well, I mean digital, physical fan mail
All right.
from Conglomerate HQ, who is Free Candy, longtime listener. Free Candy.
he gets. I feel like he should be the last shouted out on this because it really
We shout him out all the time.
Yeah, he's like the
He's like a character. He's like a part of the cast at this point. He's like Jerry.
He's like Jerry.
Yeah. So Free Candy says, "OMG," which I think could stand for anything, but I think
Again,
stands for
yeah,
oh my
it's
god.
a vague acronym.
Mhm.
It's,
OMG, tie fighting with the computer just made me choke on my drink. No cap, push and pee.
so no cap, you choked on your drink.
He choked on his drink.
I'm
He was
sorry to
probably
hear.
drinking.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That sounds dangerous.
That's not what I intended when I.
You know that you could dry drown like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Like I'm sorry, dude. Like I'm.
If you get just a little bit of liquid into your lungs.
And if I was
you could
fighting with the
drown.
computer, man, like I feel like it was probably the computer's fault. So really, computer, can you apologize to Free Candy?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Computer, just say
That's
sorry.
not an apology.
Computer,
I couldn't understand.
computer,
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
computer, say I apologize.
Sorry, I didn't get that. The last one I have is I just sneezed that is rated 3.9 stars by over 2,700 people.
What?
Computer, stop. Computer, say I am sorry.
I don't understand.
Damn.
For a skill?
Damn.
Man, I what's funny is before this actually happened.
Computer.
Stop. Before we started, I had a talk with computer and said, "Are you going to make me look like an idiot on the show today?"
Mhm.
And like I made sure before we started that he didn't have anything he wanted to say to me or have any issues. And this is exactly what I was looking for. The example I was looking for as far as a passive aggressive workplace. Computer, you're making me uncomfortable, and I need.
Went wrong. If you want to give me more details, just say I have feedback.
Okay, well, I'm going to HR.
So he wants to get he said, hey, no, you don't have to talk to HR, call the police. Let's you and me talk about it.
How about me?
If you
and
got some
computer?
feedback, you could tell me and I'll send it to the appropriate party. That's what he's saying.
Well, I don't like his tone.
So hopefully,
Hopefully, you've
hopefully
recovered
Free
from
Candy
your
wasn't
choking.
drinking at any point during that, because you and computer arguing just now might have spawned
Look,
another
the comment's
choking
been
attack.
edited.
Where?
It says edited.
Edited.
So what did you originally have to say, Free Candy? Can we see what he originally said?
No, we can't.
Just note it that we've seen all these edited comments.
Yeah, that is edited though.
Did you edit the comment? Can you change people's comments to be more in favor of you?
Maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah. So David Stroud on how to interview an employer said, doing the most, love the ideas, so smart. So this guy, that's fan mail, I think.
Yeah, that's
Another
that's
piece
big
of fan
time.
mail. So
I don't
thanks
know.
for loving our ideas.
Very, very vague and not specific, but okay,
You're in
I
a
appreciate it.
Jamiroquai loop.
Tyler is stuck in a Jamiroquai loop. Oh, yep, that's him again.
Oh, apparently we hired Free. See, this is Free Candy. We're getting him out of the way in the beginning.
Yeah, let's see
We
what
hired
what does
him
Derek
to peel
Chin
some
have to say?
potatoes. So Derek
yeah,
Chin has a
Derek
lot of
Chin.
questions.
Yeah, this is like a Derek Chin episode.
Yeah, this really is. He's the star of the show here, and why we're here to answer.
He's
all
really
these
into
questions.
the reality shifting, which, to be honest, I vaguely even remember this episode. I remember something to do with sliders, so I remember sliders.
Yeah.
So I'm just going with that. So
And Harry Potter was like a big part of it, I
I
think.
don't remember Harry Potter.
So yeah, everyone's shifting to Hogwarts. So he has a lot of questions, and Derek Chen, this is for you.
Let's see his first question.
We're gonna answer
go,
all your
let's go in
questions.
like a linear chronological.
So we should go down to the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Derek Chen.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Let's see. The first Derek Chen comment says, "Does this enable me to travel back to the past
What about
physically
before that?
and stay
Are
there
those-
forever?" No. Oh, Derek Chen, but he
No,
has
he's
a profile picture.
he's going like look below.
Whoa.
Below. Okay, there it is. There's the first Derek Chen.
Okay, the first Derek Chen is, "Are you saying that reality shifting is real?"
Okay. No, we were
no.
not saying that.
No. We were just talking about the theory of reality shifting.
Okay.
What do I do when I want to go back to the current reality?
We have no idea. We've never done it.
No, I think we talked about that.
I mean, I don't remember. And whatever I said is probably not the best answer if you find yourself really in that situation.
You want to like click your heels, or you want to say
that was what came to
go
my
home, go home.
I mean, like, you're better off watching Wizard of Oz on this one, because I've never reality shifted.
But I think we talked about that, and if not, then
hypothetically,
I think it's
I would find like some sort of astrophysicist and ask him. In this other reality, find like the smartest astrophysicist. Find like Doc Brown.
So now, a different Derek Chen, who looks to be a different account because it has a different profile picture, and if one of them changed, I figured that all of them would change. It's Derek Chen from different timelines.
I mean that's interesting. Is all I'm gonna say.
So now Derek Chen asks,
and Derek Chen seems to like really want to know about this. So like, okay, what did he say? Does this help me get myself to be reborn on January 30th, 1990, live with my same parents, and stay there on my new birthday as an infant for real physically at the same time while continuing my life form from there at the beginning again and permanently negating my current reality? Oh, shit. No, yeah, probably not.
No, I don't think you could stay when you go and shift realities.
Oh, man, dude,
you can't stay. You're tethered back to your original reality, and then you return there. However, we said that you return there.
Right? No, like I thought it was your current reality. Like during the time period when you're in this different reality, your current reality, you're basically like comatose.
Yeah,
I think we talked about.
And then
this,
you're in your DR, your desired reality.
And so like you want to do this only while you're sleeping at night was what we came up with. That's the best
it's a
time.
sleepy time.
So like you shift back before you would have to wake up in the morning in that way.
Yeah,
Everybody just thinks you're sleeping.
We figured out it's real almost
time.
Exactly like dreams.
Yeah.
But
basically, okay. So, yeah.
So now he asks, do I need to script my desires, like what family I want to have, what nationality, ethnicity, house, car, room,
we
school,
very
university.
well established that you want to be specific as you possibly can. So you're going to want to
all these
spend,
things, yeah.
Before you shift, I would spend like a good full day scripting every little detail you can possibly come up with the obvious stuff first. But then again, remember, no dinosaurs was a thing, but you're just any little, you never know. So
he asks all that, and he says at the end, while continuing my life from there and permanently negating my current reality, etc.
So if you die in your current reality, then you're going to die in this other reality. So if you're not planning on coming back, you're going to want to establish some sort of like find somebody that's willing to like keep you on like a feeding tube and keep your like, keep you like in like a coma, like basically like.
I would suggest like an opium den if you could find one, because they have experience keeping people alive.
But like almost in like a warehouse, like you basically you have like a groundskeeper that comes by and like changes the feeding.
It's like a mix between the opium den and then where Keanu Reeves woke up in the Matrix.
Yeah, like if you just like go to bed and shift into this other reality and never have anybody come care for you and you never come back, your body's gonna eventually you're gonna starve to death or die of dehydration or whatever it is.
So you can only live as far.
So again,
as long
make sure you have like
live.
a caretaker,
because he's really, really focused on this, continuing from there and leaving his current life fully, all the way. That's like his main drive. It's kind of sad, right?
Dark. No, it's not sad.
Let's see what else.
It's not sad.
Does this enable me to travel back in the past physically and stay there forever for real? No. Not forever.
In the past too, does this also, like is time travel thrown into the equation or was it just, I mean, I guess whatever reality, but is there like a parallel reality where it is a different time? And I don't know that there is.
I don't know if it is either.
Nope. I mean, there's a parallel reality where everything is like it's the 1960s or whatever you want to be.
But it's still 2022.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. What's this one say?
Holy shit! Does this enable to meet? No, this is sick, sick in brackets, because did you know that that's what sick in brackets means?
What does it mean?
It's when you're quoting somebody and like they fucked up, and you're basically like saying like this is how they said it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's
And
not
that's
your
gonna-
error.
That's
It's their
gonna,
error.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, does this enable to give myself the ability to time travel? No.
There's a lot
Okay,
more.
he asked that twice though. While changing my appearance.
So this is the whole
What life
January
are-
30th, 1990
Again,
thing?
if it encompasses the time travel, no, we're telling you can't do that. This isn't a DeLorean.
Then he asked that again.
Just
Wait, now
change
it's
my birth date.
to the
No,
past
no
date of
time travel.
2/11.
Ask us one more time, and we're going to the next guest.
Live with the same parents and
Or
stay
the-
in that designated date as a 4-year-old for real physically while permanently negating my
No.
old reality.
No, these are parallel timelines. So wherever you go, it's going to be the same date that it is today.
Then he asked, is reality shifting really hypnosis? We don't know. We don't barely remember that episode.
Possibly.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. It's probably dreaming.
It's just lying.
is this gonna
Didn't we
enable
establish
me-
that this whole thing was just lying? People
Yeah.
like
Oh,
being
yeah.
like-
That's right. We did.
being like, oh, I'm doing this thing.
So yes, actually, then yes.
Yeah,
I'm going to
kinda
change all of our
hypnosis.
answers to yes.
Sure.
All of this is yes. You could do all
Is this
stuff.
going to enable me to manifest something that will help me get myself to be born on February 10th, 1990,
Wait.
while changing my appearance, the life I want, what family do I want, what nationality, ethnicity I want, and that new birth date as an infant? No.
And look, this one he wants to be born on February 10th, 1990, and this one he wants to be born January 30th, 1990.
It's wild.
Uh,
January 30th.
yeah, January 30th.
Shit. Okay. What else do we got now?
So now he says, will this enable me to rewrite my birth date to January 30th?
No. Derek, no.
Everything around me in my doctor will be 100% physically. Oh, my desired reality will be 100% physically real, where I can touch, feel, taste, look, and hear things,
Yes.
just like in my current
Yes,
reality.
that's my understanding.
Yes. Oh, I guess should we be answering these as we go? Because we can answer on here.
He listens to the podcast.
Oh
so.
yeah. Is it possible to shift to my desired reality physically forever?
Again, if you have a caretaker that hooks you up to a feeding tube and like keeps you alive, it's going to be on them.
Can I stay in the Harry Potter universe forever?
Yes.
Yes.
As long as you, again, caretaker.
Does this involve lucid dreaming?
Kind of,
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I mean, what else? That's like the same thing, right?
Is shifting reality really lucid dreaming?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Yes.
Does this involve astral traveling? Yeah.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah.
Astral,
Just
yeah.
shifting really, really mean ass. Yes.
Can I be a fictional reality character like Harry Potter, anime, Marvel, Kim Possible, etc.? Yes, especially Kim Possible. Now, this is something that I discovered after we did that episode. A lot of people emailed us and they were
Is
like,
that like a popular thing?
they said that
Kim Possible?
yeah, they expected to go to Hogwarts.
Oh yeah, that's
but they
like
went to Kim Possible.
that's weird, dude. Like Harry Potter, anime, Marvel comics, all hugely popular things.
and then
Kim Possible, which like I'm only vaguely familiar with.
Yeah, she was like a spy, and
That
it was
was like
an
a
animated,
shortly lived like afternoon cartoon show.
yeah, like towards the end of Nickelodeon, I think.
Wow.
Can I prevent Vladimir Lenin and the communists from taking over Russia?
No time traveling. God damn it.
Do you believe?
Dude.
Well, no, you can do that in another reality. I
Derek,
think.
there are so many fucking videos on YouTube about time travel, and that's what you're really interested in. Watch Back to the Future, okay? Like, it sounds like you just want to go back and prevent some shit from happening, and you know, like maybe stop your parents from like, you know, whatever it is you need to do.
Yeah,
But no, you cannot. This is a different thing.
yeah, it's different, and it's lying. So you can't really do anything. You could claim that you did it, but as far as it actually like happening and these things being fulfilled in the world, you're lying. So it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
It's just lies. So that's all of them. And then he really just asked us to answer his
Can you
questions
please- okay.
5 more times.
Well, we did. You should reply on one of the comments and be like, we reply or we answered your questions on an upcoming episode.
Okay, let's see. We answered. your questions on a upcoming episode.
Be on the lookout. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And that's exactly what we need each and every one of you to do every week.
Go out there and like and subscribe.
And share.
So
help us out, man.
Let's see. We have some more comments, I think. What
in the world did you just watch? I don't know what you watched. Probably. Why is that the same picture as Derek Chen? No.
Okay, so I think that what happened is this
Do you think Derek Chen is Ronnie Roberts?
I think this just had a loading problem because I was like scanning through really fast. So it kind of mixed up the pictures. So
Rocking around the Dollar Tree, baby. That's a good comment. Hey, Minibus, that's a good comment. What in the world did I just watch? Nothing. I don't like that guy.
You don't like that guy?
Yeah, I don't.
Ronnie Roberts?
Oh,
I could edit that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Stupid Monkey 805 said, sad he is gone. Cool, you guys honored him here.
R.I.P. Betty White.
Norm MacDonald, not Betty White. Did we do a Betty White episode? I don't think we did.
We did on the one thing where I said something about her dying and like how it was about time.
And then we have some messages from some upcoming enemies, so I'm not even going to read these because this guy is now an enemy of the show potentially.
Some Spaldings.
Some
in
Spaldings.
Quotes, so I'm assuming, I think I said that. Maybe. Did you say some Spaldings, like as a reference to testicles? Do you say that?
No.
Okay, yeah, I would have said that.
Yeah.
I have that in my vocabulary.
Let's see. Then we have some more.
Some emoji, just a bunch of ones that are just emojis, which is, like we appreciate specific comments relative to the content that we provide you.
Yeah, if we talk about turtles and
like
you give a turtle emoji.
I mean, the fire emoji is cool and all that, but like, could you be more specific, please?
Then we have on our episode, Our Own Backyard, one of our best episodes, episode 580.
That's a fan favorite. That's a fan favorite.
It is, and we went out, we did a whole thing at the...
People have been getting all their information about the Kristen Smart case from one podcast, and they just like people want alternative news outlets, people want to hear more than one take on things sometimes, and we were offering an alternative spin on it, and I think people they received that well.
Yeah, and that episode got a comment from Arnie Otteson. And he said, it's not just a national case. It's very much international now. Thanks to this episode.
It says Yavi. And I'm not giving, like, we don't know what that acronym is. Yes, it could be Your Own Backyard. But I mean, as we established, a callback to an earlier thing, like it could be any number of things.
It really
for that.
could.
So
that doesn't say anything about.
Yeah, exactly.
The show.
And cheers from Sweden. Thanks. I mean,
so I think that he was really trying to say in all caps, because of your podcast. This is international now. Thanks to your podcast.
I think that, he had us confused with their content, and he's congratulating us.
No, I think that what happened was he stumbled across this episode, saw it, learned about Kristen Smart, and then said, now this is international. Cheers from Sweden. Justice for Kristen Smart.
I would love to visit.
He's
Sweden
over there
sometime.
spreading the word about Our Own Backyard.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I agree 100%.
So that was great. You guys should go watch that. You should leave a comment on it. You should like it because that was
subscribe,
great.
Share with your friends.
We interviewed our local sheriff.
You can just pop that URL for whatever episode you're enjoying and share it on any number of social media features.
Now we'd have to do a whole nother episode of Free Candy's comments because he's the best. Look, everyone can learn. We're just going to single out Free Candy.
Everyone need that level of engagement from everybody else.
Cause he'll hear something and then he'll respond to us in a comment.
He hits us back and he lets us know what he likes. And I mean, he doesn't tell us what he doesn't, or what he dislikes, but I don't think he dislikes anything, which is again, that's exemplary.
Yeah. So everyone's out here, you're listening, you're not even interacting with us. You're part of the conversation. You should all be leaving comments like free
You
candy.
should be like buying. We're gonna launch a new clothing line. You should be buying that, like buying things that we sell, coming to events that we tell you about. How many
Yeah.
events have we mentioned on this podcast? And
Where you
like
at?
a minimal podcast turnout for
Where
it.
they at though? And then put in the clip of the newsman with the where they at though. So free candy, he chimes in. He likes to correct us a lot. So we'd have to do a whole breakdown of
Yeah,
his
you know
stuff.
what? I appreciate the fact checking as long as it's not condescending. And
Yeah, and it isn't.
He's good. He's a good guy.
We don't know that.
No, we don't. We can't vouch for him personally.
So we have some more fan mail.
Ooh.
And this one is from Fetty Guerrero. Says, probably couldn't beat M. Bison, but would make it to the stage.
I think that's good. That's complimentary. I mean, M. Bison is the in the video game Street Fighter, M. Bison, or at least the first Street Fighter, M. Bison was the final boss. So basically, that means you had to defeat all the other podcasts, and then it's down to Heads Up versus M. Bison, who is very difficult to beat. And you know what? I take that. It's a 5-star review.
It's fair. It's fair.
It's
Yeah.
fair.
They actually elaborated on it. Do you want to read that?
If all the podcasts competed in a worldwide Street Fighter 2 like fighting tournament, this one would probably make it to M. Bison. It probably wouldn't beat M. Bison though. Also, was he supposed to be a Nazi or what?
High praise.
And I'm not sure if it was kind of a Nazi-ish.
Nazi, very Nazi.
Yeah, okay.
Like the whole
They just changed the color around. They gave him like a red and blue attire.
They changed the
instead
color.
of
They got rid of the
Nazi
symbols
colors
and stuff.
Okay, so that's a really interactive. They asked a number of questions or just one question.
One question, but still. Amenibus, that's a great comment. Great.
All natural.
Amenibus.
Booyah! Exclamation! Booyah!
Booyah!
Mikey
spelled wrong.
Booyah! Straight serving some audible shaft to. Wait, what? What is this comment? Booyah! Mikey Booyah! Straight with not spelled
With an
correctly
8?
with a number 8.
My very first email was Skater Boy with an 8.
Booyah! Mikey Booyah!
Jesus.
Straight serving some audible shaft to all moist and wanting ear pussies. Subscribe if you know what's good for you folks. That's a real comment. Wow.
Subscribe if you know what's good for you folks. And
that's J-Dub. That's Dubsex. That's J-Dub fucking free J-Dub.
That's his cadence too.
Yeah.
So it's got to be him.
Yeah, that's 100%. Free my dude J-Dub, man.
Podcast Gold is something that I would agree with. I think that every podcast that we do is gold.
Yeah, 100%.
I love getting high with every. Oh, you know what? That's what I wanted to do. I want to bring back the NHP Smoke Sesh. This is something that we used to do on the show that we haven't done in a long time, and that's an NHP Smoke Sesh. And it's where we smoke, and our listeners out there, you might be at work, you might be driving, you might be with your kids or something. You can't really smoke right now, but if you are able to smoke, then
We got like some stereotypical
You also
stoner
smoke.
reggae.
yeah, I have this.
Something.
I have the song. I have the raga.
Oh, is there a reggae song for this bit?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's raga. There it is. So let me just pop this open real quick. Let me just turn this down a little bit. So we'll put on this music. We'll have what's called an NHP Smoke Sesh where all of us smoke together.
Oh yeah. That's some royalty-free reggae if I ever heard it. Nobody's getting paid for that.
So
I feel like music this bad should be royalty-free because nobody deserves to profit off of this trash.
yeah, absolutely. So everybody out there, time
Yeah, I'm on.
and space becomes one. The wormhole all joins in the NHP Smoke Sesh, where we are all smoking together at different places and different times at the same time. Hit this at the same time as everybody else.
Right now.
Yeah, so you hit it, they hit it. We're smoking
Can
together.
we get like a
We have
metronome?
live listeners. You want to zoom in on you? Is that what you want? You want a hard zoom?
I would like a countdown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll put it in post.
We got like the carabiner countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So that was the NHP smoke session. Something's
That was cool.
wrong with this cord over here, or otherwise it would have sounded better.
Something's real wrong.
But I say we bring those back. You know, the NHP smoke
Let's
session.
give it another whirl.
Because this guy says, I love getting high with everyone in our wormhole of a smoke sesh. The listeners are top notch, ladies and gentlemen.
This is not again. Bracket sick. Nop notch, ladies and gentlemen. Gentleman.
Nop notch. The listeners are nop notch, ladies and gentlemen.
Bracket sick is for
brackets.
sure getting some love because I think that's like a brilliant.
Let's see. Funny, informative, and great content. Love this podcast. So 5 stars. So that's great. We got some feedback. Thank you for all of
so we appreciate all the love from everybody. It's not nearly enough. So keep
Not
that
enough.
coming in. Like, subscribe, share. Now, another idea I have is if you guys want to take the episodes you download, burn them onto a physical CD.
Ooh.
And then you go down to the parks or the crowded streets where there's a lot of foot traffic, and you hand them out, much like we did, like when we were younger, like handing out CDs. They're gonna like spread the podcast that way.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit of legwork, like literally legwork, but you know what? It's a way you could show support for the podcast, and be sure to take a photo or a video of yourself doing it and send it in.
Yeah, and another thing that you could do is you could download the podcast, put it on a flash drive. You can go into a business that has some sort of display
Public
TV,
computer. Oh, okay.
like a menu or something on a TV, and you plug it in the USB. You download a universal remote control app on your phone. You gain control of the TV, change the input to the USB, play the episode. They're none the wiser. They think people are coming in, they're looking up, they're seeing shawarma, they're seeing swama, and it's really an episode of the podcast with subtitles, no audio. So that way,
I got another one. So you break into like a large. You don't have to break in. You just go into like large office complex. You go in late Friday. Probably is the best time. You want to make sure they're closed on the weekend, but you go in late Friday. You hide out in the bathrooms until they close after the janitor leaves, and then you go on individually. Put the podcast on each of their computers, but then you also go in. I mean, you want to do like a big business with like, a good amount of employees. You also, forward it to everybody in their individual email contacts and, like spread it that way. Spread it by breaking into an office and putting it on their computers and forwarding it. The old forward email game.
You don't have to break in. Get into.
Oh, yeah. Don't break in. No, we're not asking you to do anything illegal.
Then you could also kidnap someone.
No, we can't ask.
No,
them.
you can't
we
do
can't
that.
Ask
Yeah,
them to do that.
we can't even do that as a goof. We can't even tell people to do that as a joke. Don't do that. But you definitely should be commenting. You should be sharing. You should be supporting us because this whole loving us, supporting us from a distance thing.
I got another one.
Huh.
So you get like a Bluetooth speaker.
Okay.
And you go. It has to be like a real loud one. So get like the most expensive one you can afford. That's going to be the loudest. Has the most bass. And then you pop the podcast on, and then you attach it to maybe like a helmet or something that's gonna give you like a direct. It's gonna put that speaker right in someone's line of hearing.
Yeah.
And maybe you march around like a farmer's market or a swap meet, something where again a lot of foot traffic
mall or something.
And and you just blare it publicly.
Mm-hmm. And then you could get like beef jerky sticks, like really big ones, or like uncut salami, and tie them to your chest, wrap them with like twine, and that way, if you get hungry while you're out there, you have something to eat, but also it might look like you have dynamite, and you'd probably get away with it for a lot longer. If you were in like a public area with some sort of security that would kick you out, then that might buy you some time. So that way they don't, cause they'll try to starve you. They'll be like, you can't eat here. They'll try to starve you out. You get hungry, you leave. But if you got the sausages, you're good.
Another thing you could do is go around to elementary schools and speak with the administrators and let them know that you have remember the assemblies they would have.
Oh, yeah.
They would sit you all down in the gym.
What's the one
And
that you remember? The assembly,
remember
first
a
one that
bunch,
comes
but
to
there was a
mind.
yo-yo one.
A yo-yo one?
Yeah, we had a yo-yo one where they came and did yo-yo tricks. Some of them were entertaining, some of them were informational, some of them were like us being scolded. But no, you pitch that you have this assembly show to do for these youngsters. You know, like you pitch something flashy like yo-yos or something that they're going to go for, and then you get all these young impressionable children down in an auditorium watching you, and then you give them like a very, very aggressive pitch for them to listen to the podcast.
I like that. Maybe even get their parents involved somehow. Like have the parents come to the school.
Well, I mean, the parents are gonna for sure hear about that one way or another.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's a great idea. I think that if you were to like go into a local restaurant like a Chili's or like a TGI Fridays, even a Red Lobster if you have one, because they have the cheese biscuits, which they sell the cheese biscuits like in the box,
yeah.
but they're not.
They're
not the same at all.
They're not the same.
I can make like a homemade cheese biscuit that's closer.
Yeah, those fucking
Closer
boxes
to it.
are trash. But
You go into either of those places and bring like, you know, some friends, maybe like a few family members or something like that.
so you got like a party of 8.
Party of 8. You split the bill. You know, you let the waitress know in the beginning. You say, we're splitting the bill 8 ways, but one person pays for all the drinks because that's like, it's tradition, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe you get appetizers, and if you split that, then you tell the waitress, "Hey,
Now
we're
at
gonna want to
Chili's
split the
they've got
bloomin' onion."
Chili's they've got what is it? They've got the little
The sizzling bitches.
yeah, there's the ribs, the baby back ribs are an entree of themselves,
Yeah.
but Chili's has like a signature
Appetizer?
Yeah.
It's not the bloomin' onion, is
No,
it?
that's Fridays.
No,
That's Fridays.
not Fridays. The bloomin' onion is Applebee's.
Maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be.
'Cause I've never eaten at TGI
But
Fridays.
no, we're losing track here.
So maybe you go in there, you fucking have dinner, you know,
Yeah.
and then leave a comment and share the podcast.
Yeah. So perfect idea is you go in there, you have like a large dinner. You know, maybe you have the party of 8 and it's all on one bill. And then it comes time you're going to have to write something in there for the tip after you take care of that. So maybe instead of a tip, and this is a tip really, you write in like the podcast URL.
Yeah.
Like in pen where it says tip. And like that's a tip for them to check out the podcast, and that's helping us out and it's helping them out, and it's giving them a very generous tip, because you know what? Like once you know, like take to a podcast, that's providing you with countless hours of entertainment. And that's way more than $20,
Yeah.
you know, worth of entertainment. So
And also what we will offer to you guys out there that are going to be helping us out doing this whole digital street team, leaving comments and sharing, we will give you
a promo?
we'll give you business cards, templates.
Yeah. Templates, yeah.
That you can
print them
upload
yourself.
to like a website. They print the business cards for
or
you.
even you just print them yourself
print
on
them
your home
yourself.
computer and you
Yeah.
hand those out.
You hand those out.
Especially like if you have a business to promote, that's even better. So when you give out like a business card for your rug cleaning business, also give out one for our podcast, and that's we'll come up with some way to make that worth your while down the line. You know, like you scratch our back, we scratch yours.
You know what? I actually just came up with a good idea. We should so share and leave a comment. We'll see you next week. We love you guys.
Natural Habitat Recordings.